Is French Tobacco by Ibraheem Al Qurashi really the king of Louis Vuitton Imagination clones? Or does the super hyped, budget friendly challenger, Arabiyat Prestige Marwa, somehow manage to come out on top? The clone wars over LV's masterpiece have been intense. I saw LV's clones everywhere, with people passionately defending each one. So I figured it was time to settle the score for myself. And for you, I grabbed the two best clones. I put them through a full week of head-to-head testing. I'm talking one on each arm, analyzing everything from the scent and performance on skin, to how they held up on clothes, their longevity, how far they projected, and of course, the overall value for your money. And that's where our two contenders step. In promising that same vibe without the wallet-crushing price tag. First, the underdog, Arabiyat Prestige Marwa. This fragrance completely exploded onto the scene, getting a crazy amount of hype for its almost unbelievable price. You can find this for around $40 to $50. The big question is, can a fragrance that costs half as much actually compete? Is it really as good as everyone says? That's the $300 question we're trying to answer here. Before we get to the second contender, French Tobacco, let's set the stage with the fragrance that started it all. One's imagination. This stuff became an icon for a reason. It's the definition of clean, luxurious, and effortless class. It blends this bright, sparkling citrus with Nigerian ginger, a gorgeous Chinese black, tea note, and a super smooth Ambroxan base. It smells like a billionaire on a yacht. The problem? It also costs what a billionaire might consider pocket change. We're talking hundreds of dollars, which for most of us just isn't happening for an everyday scent. So the second contender, the heavyweight French Tobacco by Ibraheem Al Qurashi. This comes from a respected Middle Eastern house known for quality. It's often sold as the premium alternative, and a lot of reviewers swear it's the perfect dupe. It comes in a massive 200 milliliters bottle, but the price, while way cheaper than Louis Vuitton, is still an investment, usually running between $60 to $75. So the stage is set. Let's get into the most important round, the scent itself. Okay, this is what matters most. If a clone doesn't get the smell right, nothing else matters. I spent days with one on my left arm and one on my right, sniffing them from the first spray all the way down to the final hours, and I will compare both scent profiles now. Round 1, the scent profile. Let's start with French Tobacco. That name is a bit misleading. Yes, tobacco is a listed note, but it's not smoky or heavy at all. It's more of a faint green tobacco leaf in the background. The opening is where French Tobacco really does its own thing. It's a sharp, punchy blast of citrus, but the first thing you really notice is a very strong green apple and lemongrass accord. It's not subtle. It's a defining part of the scent. The ginger and neroli from the Imagination DNA are in there, but they're kind of fighting for attention against that bright, fruity greenness. As it dries, it gets more soapy and clean, closer to the spirit of Imagination, but that sharp green opening makes it feel more like a twist on the original than a direct copy. Now for a Rabiat Prestige Marwa. From the very first spray, you know exactly what they were going for. Marwa opens with this beautiful, balanced burst of citrus, bergamot, lemon, and orange. It feels less sharp and more rounded than French Tobacco. But here's the key, within minutes, the notes that make Imagination so special start. To shine, you get that gentle ginger spice, the clean soapiness from neroli, and most importantly, a clear and present Chinese black tea note. This is the holy grail for Imagination clones, and Marwa absolutely nails it. It captures that airy, classy, aromatic quality. The dry down is a smooth, warm base of guaiac wood and ambroxan that perfectly mimics the original's luxurious skin scent. It feels less like a twist and more like a faithful, high-quality recreation. Side by side, it's not even close. French Tobacco is a great fragrance on its own, but Marwa is undeniably closer to Louis Vuitton's Imagination. It just captures the nuance, the balance, and that all-important tea note way better. If accuracy is the goal, Marwa takes this round, no question. Round 2. Performance. French Tobacco is a beast of consistency. From the minute you spray it, you get strong projection for a solid hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It creates a serious scent bubble that people will notice, and its longevity is just as impressive. I consistently got a full 8 to 10 hour workday out of it on my skin. The thing just does not quit. Even at the end of the day, it was still easy to smell. If you want a fragrance you can spray on in the morning and not worry about, French tobacco is an absolute tank. Now, Arabiyat Prestige Marwa. This one has a split personality. The first time I sprayed Marwa on my skin, I was honestly worried. The projection was good for the first hour, maybe 90 minutes, but then it settled down fast. After about 2 hours, it became a skin scent, and by the 4-hour mark, I could barely find it. I was pretty disappointed. But everyone kept saying to spray this one on clothes. So I tried it again, this time on my shirt. The difference was night and day. On fabric, Marwa is a monster. The projection was strong for 4 or 5 hours, and the scent was still on my clothes for well over 10 hours. I could still smell it clearly the next day. It's one of the biggest differences between skin and fabric performance I've ever seen. On skin, it's a letdown. On clothes, it's an all-day champion. So, who wins? This one's tricky. French tobacco gives you amazing, reliable performance no matter where you spray it. Marwa only truly performs on clothing, but when it does, it's just as good, if not better. For its sheer no-fuss consistency, I have to give the slight edge to French tobacco. It just works without you having to think about it. Winner, French tobacco. Round 3. Value for money. We know they both smell great and they both perform. Now it all comes down to the price and what you're actually getting for your cash. French tobacco comes in that big 200 milliliters bottle for around $60 to $75. When you do the math, the price per milliliter is an excellent value compared to designer brands. You're getting a ton of high quality, long-lasting juice. The presentation is nice and the brand has a solid reputation. You feel like you're buying something premium. However, Arabiyat Prestige Marwa enters the chat and just blows up the whole value conversation. You can find Marwa for about $35 to $40 for a 100 milliliters bottle. That is a ridiculously low price for a fragrance this good. The presentation is also shocking for the price. The bottle is heavy, the design is clean, and it feels way more expensive than it is. When you remember that Marwa is the one that smells closer to a $300 plus fragrance, its value becomes undeniable. You're getting a 95% accurate clone with beast mode performance on clothes for less than the price of a couple of movie tickets. This isn't a close call. While French tobacco is a good deal, the value Marwa offers is off the charts. It's one of the best bang for your buck deals in the entire fragrance world. The quality you get for that price is almost hard to believe. Winner, Arabiyat Prestige Marwa. Alright, let's tally the scores in round 1 for scent. Accuracy, Marwa was the clear winner. In round 2 for performance, French tobacco's consistency gave it the edge. And in round 3 for pure value, Marwa won by a mile. That's a final score of 2-1. The winner of this showdown and the fragrance that truly surprised me is Arabiyat Prestige Marwa. Here's why it takes the crown. When you're buying a clone, the main goal is to get as close as you can to the original, and Marwa just does it better. It captures the soul of imagination, that clean tea and soapy luxury more faithfully. Its one big weakness, the poor performance on skin, is easily fixed by just spraying it on your clothes, where it performs like a champ. And when you factor in that incredible price, getting this level of quality for under $40 makes it the obvious choice. Now, this doesn't mean French tobacco is a bad fragrance. Far from it, it's a phenomenal scent, and it might be the right choice for a different kind of person. If you don't care about a one-to-one clone, but want something inspired by imagination with its own unique, greener, sharper personality, French tobacco is perfect. And if you're someone who only sprays on skin and you demand powerful, all-day performance with zero fuss, then French tobacco is absolutely the one you should get. But for the person who wants the closest thing to wearing Louis Vuitton Imagination without taking out a small loan, the answer is crystal clear. So there you have it. The clone war has a victor. Arabiyat Prestige Marwa proved that a higher price doesn't always mean a better fragrance. It delivers on the scent, it delivers on performance. If you know the trick, and it absolutely destroys on value. Now I want to hear from you. Do you agree with my verdict? Drop a comment and let me know which one you prefer. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more fragrance showdowns, please give this video a like and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.